Hello and welcome. In this video, we'll be learning how to use Make.com for automations of different sorts. Make.com is an automation platform that gives you the ability to connect different apps to share data among different platforms. Now, for you to use Make.com, you can simply go to Make.com or use the link provided in the description. And you have to create an account. So click on Get Started for free. And here you'll be required to add all the necessary information and then fill all the information, your name, your email address, your password, hosting region, country, and all this. Now, mind you, these two, they are not very important. So whatever you use, it still works. You can also sign up using Google or Facebook or GitHub. In my case, I'm just going to sign in since I already have a Make.com account. Now, when you're signed into Make.com, it goes and brings you to this dashboard and it's going to prompt you to give some basic information. I have already done that. You can see my dashboard. I'm using the free plan. Now, there are various plans available. If I go to Make.com, I'll go back to the homepage, Make.com. And if I go to pricing, you see it has different pricing tiers. You have the free plan, you have the core plan, which is $9 a month. That's billed annually. If it's billed monthly, then it's $10.59. And then you have all these plans. For this, we're going to be using the free plan, which gives you up to 1,000 ops per month. If you need more, you can opt in for the core plan, and you pay annually. It's going to be charged or billed at $9 per month. So without much ado, when we come to this dashboard, you see it gives you all of these templates, connections, webhooks, and all that. We don't want to beat ourselves too much about that. What we want to start with doing is by creating a scenario. If you've worked with Zapier before, this is what Zapier refers to as recipes. So we're going to click on a scenario. Now, a scenario is simply telling Make.com that when this action happens, that should happen. So for this, we are going to start by using Google Forms. Google Forms. So I'm going to search here for form. Actually, I'll just search for Google Form. Google Forms. So here we have Google Forms. Here we have Google Form. You see get a form, search form, create form, and there is more. If I click on show more, these are all the scenarios related to Google Forms. In this situation, we want to have a situation whereby when a customer fills a Google form, we'll be able to preview the information on Make.com. Now, thereafter, I want to use the information for other stuff. So watch responses is going to be my choice. I'll click on watch responses. Now you'll see it tells me to create a connection. I'll need to create a connection to the form I'm going to be using and to my Google account. So I'm going to click on create connection, and it's going to prompt me to sign in. Integromat has evolved to Make.com. So what I want to do is to sign into my Google account, and I'm going to be able to connect the particular form. Now, this is the form we're going to be using. This is the form we're going to be using. I want to name it Test Google Form. I want to copy this and I want to come here, and it's going to be named Test Google Form. I just want to reload that, and it's on this particular account. So what I want to do is that I want to click on sign into Google, and when it comes, I'm just going to sign in. Now I've signed into Google and I've established the connection, and it's now going to ask me for the form ID. If you want to find out how to get the form ID, there's a lot of documentation on Make.com on how to do that. So when you give authorization for Make.com to access your Google account, is going to send you an email saying that you've given that authorization. So for this form, here is going to be the ID. After this /, all the characters between these /, the first / and this other /. I'm going to copy that and I'm going to add it here. Now you must do that. I'll just click on enter, or just click on search rather. Document title, I can see test Google form. I'll click to search that, and it's going to search. Now, alternatively, we see this field that says limit. Take for example, if you have 100 form submissions, how many of them do you want to parse through this scenario? In my case, I'm just going to say 2. I can increase it to 3 because it's just for testing purposes. So I will now click on OK, and it's going to say choose where to start. You can see since specific date, or we can just say from now on. I'll click on from now on. So we have a scenario already created. Now what we can do is to go next and add the next information which we want to do, which is to pass information from these Google Forms to another platform. Now, don't forget to save your information, your scenario. You see, we have some buttons under here. Just click on save, and it says the scenario was saved. Now, if I now click on the left-hand side and go to scenarios, you see we have just this scenario. But the question is, and so what? So we have this scenario, so what? Are we just watching the Google data, the data inputted on the Google Forms? What do we do with it? That's where our next step comes in. We need to create a new scenario. Click on create a new scenario. But before then, it's important that we check how well this scenario works. So I'll go back to my scenario, and then I'll come back to Google Forms integration, or Google integration forms. Now we have this here. Now just click on this scenario. What we want to do is that we want to submit some information here. Let's just see description. I want to take this to another level. I'll see here first name. I'll just submit some information. Actually, let me preview this so that it's not on the editable screen. You know what? I want to fill this form. Let's just see. John Blaze. I'm going to put the email. I've gone ahead and filled this form, and I'm just going to submit it now. And now if I come to make.com and I run this, you see it shows me Google Forms, and it gives me this information showing that it's indicated, it's identified some new form submission. Now you can see here, it says 1 because we gave it 3 operations for this particular scenario. And that's for this particular scenario, yes. And it's already consumed 1. So with the free option, you get 1,000, which you can use to test as much as you want. But if you want more, you can go for more. So this is what make.com shows us. It shows us in initialization, operation, commit, finalization. So it has identified a new form submission. So when I click the drop down on operations, you see it shows me all the information which was imputed on the form. These are the answers. You see first name, last name, level of education, tell us a little bit more, email address, upload your picture, what do you want, first name and address and everything. So this is the information, and you see data size 1.1 KB. This is the information which we can use to push to the next platform which we want to use. So if I should go ahead and close that. Now, the next platform we want to use, you can either just simply right click and click on add a module, or better still, just click on add a module. And you see right off the bat, we are given a ton load of other platforms we can use. We can integrate this with Stripe, Salesforce, MailChimp for, adding them to our mailing list, Google Slides, JSON to video, and all that, Instagram, MySQL, Placid. I don't have any idea what some of these are. But what I want to do rather is I want to use Google Sheets. I'm going to click on Google Sheets. and it's going to give me these options under Google Sheets. Quite a number of them. There are quite a number of things. You can even make an API call, delete conditional form row, clear value from a range. I want to click on add a row, add a row. Now you see this pop up like the last time. We need to establish a connection to Google Sheets. So I'm just going to establish that connection because it's the same Google account. So it gives me this pop-up, update your connection with the required permission. I'm going to click on that and I'm going to have to log in again. So I've successfully established that connection. And every time you do this, you're going to receive an email. And I want to search, maybe manually search by path, search from, or we want to search for the particular Google spreadsheet form which we are going to be using. I'll just leave it to select by path, and then it's in my drive. Now this is the sheet I want to use. It's called test Google Sheet. So if I come back here, here, I'm going to click and it's going to show me all the files in my drive. And I want to look for test Google Sheet. I have quite a number of them here. And here it is, test Google Sheet. Okay, that's it. Test Google Sheet. Yes. So when I click on that, I already have this form created, and it asks me for sheet name. It has just one sheet, so it's going to be sheet 1. You see here it has just one sheet, which is sheet 1. And then it says contains headers. Now it's asking me if my sheet has headers. I'm going to say yes, because these are the headers here. Now, this is a very, very basic Google spreadsheet, which I created just to handle the information which is going to be passed on from this Google form. I can close some of these. So what we are doing here is that we are going to be passing the information from the Google Forms. And if you look at the Google form, you can see email. We have email here. No, let's start from the beginning. Let's go to questions. You see first name. We have first name here. Can I close these and bring this the other way? Last name. We also have last name here. Email address. We have those, email address. And then level of education and what do you rent. We have those, level of education, what do you rent. And then available dates. So available dates, that's the heading here. Unfortunately, it's not showing well, but that's what we have here, available date. So if I should just make this available, I'll copy it from here, paste it here, paste, and go to enter. So that's our form, and these are the same headings we have here. Back on make.com, you can see we have the same thing here: first name, last name, email address. Now, for now, I'll close this. Email address, level of education, what do you rent, available day. So it's identifying every field, every header we have here. Now, we want to connect this to what responses we got on make.com. Now, what we need to do is to map all of these. So I'll simply click on first name, and then you see it gives me this first name field here. I'm going to click on that. I'm going to click on text answer, and then I'm going to click on answer, and then I'm going to click on value, and you see it appears on this field. Last name, I'm going to do the same thing. Click on last name. I'll click on text answer, click on answers, and then click on value. Now you see if I try to click any of these other things, it's going to give me an error. Email address, I'm going to do the same. Text answer, answers, and value. And then address, the same thing. Answers, text answers, value. Because I want to get the exact information. Level of education, text area, answers, and that. What do you rent? I'm going to click on that. Answers, and then available dates. available day. This is the available day text area, and then I'm going to click on that. Actually, I don't know, I didn't even want the available day, but this should be it. Answers text area value. I'll remove this. I'll remove this from here. I don't need that. I just need the basic answers. I will remove that. So if I come back to make.com, I don't need this particular one, available date. I'm just going to remove that. I'll click on that. I'll just click on OK. So it shows me that this is the second operation I'm running. Now, if I go to Google Forms, if I go back to Google Forms, and I want to clear all these responses from here, question responses, I want to clear all of these, and I want to start afresh. Now, I want to fill this form. I want to see the first name is Astra. I'll just fill the form. Having filled all the information, I'll just submit it. And when it shows me that it's submitted, okay, it shows me the response has been submitted. Now, we see our form here. It's actually blank, but I'm going to go to make, and I want to run this. I'll run that, and it shows me it's been run. If I come now to Google Forms, you can see all the information has been filled here, which means our form is actually working very well. If I should spread this out a little bit. So it has imputed all the information which was submitted. Astra, Meow, Highway, whatever, Christie, PhD, employment. So this shows us that our automation is working very, very well. The next thing we want to do is that we want to send the customer probably a thank you email, letting them know we've received their email and we're going to get back to them shortly. So what we need to do is to just add another module. I'm going to click on plus, and I'm going to search for mail, not mail, mail. And I'm going to see quite a number of them. Now, it's very intuitive for you to think maybe we should just go with Gmail and all that, but I want to make it generic so that we can use any email we are using. So I'm going to click on mail. Now, this gives me quite a number of options, but the one I want to use is send email, send an email. And it opens up this dialog box, which we need to configure. I'm going to have to create a connection to my Gmail account. I'm just going to click on connect, and it prompts me connection type. It's supposed to be an SMTP or any other one. I'm going to click on save, and then I'm going to log into my account. I've gone ahead and established the connection with my email, and it says save messages after sending, where we could say yes and choose account. Anyway, I'll just say no. I don't want any more complexity for this. And subject, I'm going to say hey, and I'm going to use the first name of this respondent. I'm going to come here, click on that, see text area, and click answer. So hey, first name, and for the content type, we want it to be HTML content. And then for the content, I'm just going to copy this email which I formulated here, and I'm going to paste it there. When I paste that email there, it gives me, says thank you for this, thank you. Anyway, I want there to be a clear indentation here rather, and I want for this, it's just a one paragraph email. Now, when you see first name, I'm going to remove this and I'm going to add the first name. So it's going to say, dear, if the name was John, it's going to say John. This is the first name, dear John. Thank you for contacting us. Anyway, I'll make this to be on the second line. And it's going to say, and I'll correct my grammar there, as seen in your email, your level of education is, and then I want to come to education, level of education. And I'm going to add their level, the person's level of education here. I'll delete this. Your level of education is this. And I'm just going to add that in, the value. And you are interested in this particular thing. I'm going to remove that. What do you want? I'll click on the answer, the value, and I'll put it there. And it says, we will get back to you shortly. Thank you, admin. So this is how you set up the email. That's to send email via make.com. I'm going to click on OK. Click on OK. Oh, okay, it says two. I have not filled the two email here. I'm going to click on two, and I'm going to choose the email address of the person that filled this form. So I'm going to come to email address and pick the value from here. So I'm going to choose that, and that is now okay. So if I run this, you see it fires that email. And now I want to check to see how this runs. I'm just going to fill the form again. Now I'm just going to say first name is Cosmo, last name is Gizmo. I'm going to add the email address and fill all the other forms and submit. Now I've filled the form. I'm just going to submit it. It shows me submitted. I'll come to make.com and I want to run this once again. And you see everything shows that it's working well. Now I want to check the email address I filled there to see if I've received the email.